Oh, hi Captains, Red Lewis here. So for this first video, I'm going to do a quick little review and a highlight of a USN New York game that I had. So right off the bat we can see 2 CVs. No, not good, not good. But 1 DD, which is very good. So this is mostly a battleship versus cruiser fight, and I find that the New York does very well against other battleships. So I started kind of in the middle here, which is okay, and I was trying to decide which way I wanted to go, because that's like, okay, I got a CV on both sides, so I'm probably going to have a CV on both sides, so no matter which way I go, I'm kind of like, alright, so I figured out, okay, you know what, maybe I'll go left. I'll head towards this area, because they don't have much there. And I noticed everybody started to turn to go right. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I don't want to follow the lemming train too much, but I'm also not a great player to kind of just on my own. I slowed down a bit just to kind of get the CVs to kind of scout where things are, what people are kind of doing, so I kind of know where I was going to go. So I could see that most of the bulk of their force was kind of staying to one side of the map. So they're all kind of sitting here, or do you think are going backwards? Like, they really weren't moving anywhere, and my team was kind of all going to one spot. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go left. Maybe I'll have some good luck there. Maybe I can get some good crossfires onto something. I saw that, like, they had, you know, the Iron Duke and the New York on that side. So, you know what? Maybe it could be okay. Like right away, you know, CVs. And this is when I noticed that there's 2 CVs, because I was like, oh yeah, we got rid of the one. And I'm like, well, there's rockets and torps. Oh, there's 2 CVs. Oh no, no. So a good note, pay attention to the scoreboard before you get in, so you kind of see what you're facing before you get into the game, so you're not lost in the game. So here we got their New Yorkers already starting to shoot, because I'm pretty sure our Fuso didn't have any camo, so, you know, no camo, probably doesn't have a captain with concealment, so he's spotted from a mile away. I mean, he's getting lucky not getting hit, but jeez. So here I was trying to, I didn't have my gun range yet, upgrade. So I still had to get close enough to fire, and this Iron Duke was a good target because he was sitting broadside. So I took a quick shot just to kind of see where I could hit this. And I was like, oh, 2 bounces? Like, come on, I gotta do better than that. And he still kind of stayed a little broadside to me. And I realized that I was like, well, I'm sitting a little broadside. I should probably turn in a bit. Because I still have that mentality of all guns on the target. Not a good idea. Especially in a battleship or even a cruiser. And here I kind of noticed I was getting a little pinched. I'm like, ooh, it's just me and the Britang. We don't have much here. And my Omaha just got blown up. And I got the CV focusing me on. I'm like, oh god, okay, here we go. So, still taking shots at the Iron Duke while I turn right to try to get away from that side, because we were outnumbered like 2 to 1. And well, there's the fun police, you know, here to ruin my day. And so right away I just get chunked down, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. And I got CV still coming at me. But I had the Pensacola just beelining straight into our cap, which was a little weird to me. And then I had the Normandy also looking at me, so I was like, oh man, I got like, you know, 3 boats that could really punish me if they wanted to. And the Pensacola got a bit of a buff, so if he stays nose in, he can actually, you know, tank a bit. And he was kind of doing it here, but then he was starting to do these turn-ins like this for some reason. So I figured here, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a good hit. And I did, but 6 overpens. Pensacola still has very little armor on the side, but I mean, it was 6 hits, I'll take it. But then here I realized I had two battleships basically looking at me. I'm like, oh, I need to get out of here real quick, real quick. And this Pensacola needs to go down because we have our CV right here. Or not our CV, right there. That's the Emerald. The planes were over top. And it's just overpen, overpen, overpen. The bane of, you know, being a battleship. You're just going to see that a lot on cruisers, especially broadside cruisers. And I missed a shot there. 8 kilometers, I missed a shot. Like, yeah, not good. Not good. Not good. So, the rest of my team is kind of like, and they're off doing their own thing. The DDs are kind of jockeying for position. And this Pensacola, he's just sailing straight up, not really caring. And I was like, oh, should have had him there. But the Ranger got him, so not bad. We took out 2 cruisers pretty quickly. And then I noticed the DD getting spotted here. I noticed where he was going, and he's like, oh, if he comes this way, and our DD keeps going where he's going, he's going to have free reign to just absolutely dunk on us battleships here. And I kind of knew that if I didn't hold this line here, it would give them free reign to just to come straight up, and then we'd have no chance of winning this. But they weren't really moving up. I mean, standard battle, not many people decide to move up. So we just kind of kept to the spot, stayed undetected as much as I could, and just did what I could where I was. It was not a... I don't know if it was the best position or not, but it seemed to work well for me. So I kind of just stayed in this area and taking pot shots at what I could spot. Took a shot at that Normandy. Almost max range for me without my upgrade. Yeah, that was the one that he was getting behind the island, and I tried to hit it, couldn't do it. Not the brightest idea because I ended up getting spotted, but luckily no one decided to shoot at me at that point. But then I got spotted by the CV. I'm pretty sure this New Mexico decided to take a shot at me. Yeah, he did. Fire an HE. But lucky enough, he got a potato aim as I do. So I'm still trying to keep an eye on what's over here, and so that I can kind of turn and do stuff and get guns on people and make shots as much as I can. But we just lost our Nuremberg, which, I mean, not a big deal. But then they were kind of bunched up here. I really wish I had my range because I could have used spotter and I could have hit the CV. But I was still stock. And I have such a hard time aiming sometimes. But here I'm classic mistake, sitting broadside to a bunch of battleships. So quickly, oh, I gotta start turning, because I'm gonna get pinched. So here I kind of slowed down because I was getting out of range. I didn't want to get too far away. The CVs were kind of leaving me alone at this point, which was fine by me. I had no problems with that. Gave me a chance to actually start getting shots out. Not having to worry about dodging CV. I could just kind of float around here and just take pot shots. And, I mean, the New York can be good, but sometimes it's, you know, I don't know if it's just my aim, but hitting one shell out of, what? Was that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? 10 shells? Yeah. That's probably just me being bad at aiming. I'm pretty sure this was a good shot where I actually Citadel him. Yeah, that's where I got the one Citadel on the New Mexico. As he was sailing broadside. So I chunked him pretty hard, and then I was like, oh, DD just smoked up over here. Oh, no, 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 no. But then I realized he was actually turning away. If he was smart enough, he actually would have followed in with the CV. And he could have just laid torps down and taken all these guys out. Because our DD was basically ignoring him. I'm not sure what he was exactly doing, but he really wasn't doing much. That I could tell. I really wasn't paying much attention to him, but it just seemed like he was just kind of sticking to these islands. So I ventured a little ways away from where I wanted to kind of stay, because they were starting to move this way too. So I was moving with them. Because the Warspite, the New Mexico, they were kind of sailing broadside. I figured, you know what, I'm going to just sail with them, stick to the islands to try to stay undetected, and just take shots and see if I can actually get something. But unfortunately, yeah, I missed a lot of my shots. And the DD was kind of, I was like, oh, is he gonna get smart? And then the Ranger decided to come and just ruin his fun completely. Like, good old CVs here to ruin that DD's day. Because if it wasn't for the CV, he would have just had a field day taking these guys out. But he can't do anything against those planes, so. And bye-bye. Also, our DD did kill the New York. I actually can't remember who did kill him. And this is what made me laugh a lot, was our Emerald was fairly low in health. Basically stayed here the whole game. Because he didn't want to get killed. So he's going to provide AA for the CV. Like, okay, cool. We could actually use you on islands. Behind islands, just lobbing shells. Whatever, man. Like... So, please don't ever do this. You're not helping the CV, and you're not helping your team. Because now you might as well be just dead because you're not putting shells into people. So the enemy team made a pretty common mistake of bunching up here. It can work sometimes, but they were starting to bleed ships, and they were starting to bleed health. Whereas we are still... we weren't actually that healthy. Our Fuso was quite low. Normandy was quite low. So we were kind of trading equally at this point. And I was still taking my shots, trying to hit. And I couldn't hit in this match. It just seemed like I wasn't hitting anything. If I was, you know, I'd get my overpens or getting one hit. So I definitely got to work on my aiming with this boat a bit. But I got some grinding to do. So I'll get down eventually. Anyway, it's tier 5. Battleships are battleships. They're kind of awkward to play at times in those low tiers. So I made a really big mistake here. I noticed that the Bretagne was all by itself, getting farmed by the CVs. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go help him. 2 battleships with some AA. Maybe we can keep him away. Like maybe my team can kind of lock this down. They're all kind of here. Maybe I can get the CVs with the help of the Bretagne. We can kind of sail down and get them. But here, luckily, I caught that they were going to shoot right away, and I managed to turn and not get hit. And then I realized, you know what? I'm turning into them. I need to get out of this. But I'm spotted. 2 looking at me. I'm going to have to make the suicide turn to get out of this. I'm in a very, very bad spot right now. I basically just went full and started turning and just prayed that they didn't get me. Not a good move, because what I probably should have done was just kept sailing this way and just turning to keep more angled and just headed for this island. That's probably what I should have done. So I waited for the Warspite to fire, and then I turned, knowing that I'd have like 25 seconds or so before he's going to get a shot off on me. And there, fuck, I mean, 3 ricochets and a torpedo protection. Yeah, don't aim for the guns. So this is why I was like, okay, Bretagne, let's try to protect each other, because he's getting farmed by these CVs, because they constantly have full squads coming in. So that was actually a decent hit. I actually got a pretty decent one with that one. But here I was getting that Warspite, man. I love Warspite. It hits hard. I like it. I like it a lot. And here it's Britang just getting absolutely messed up. Like, wasn't even fair. And then I realized that, oh no, I'm stuck out here alone. So we were still killing them. We still had a bit of a ship lead, so I wasn't too worried. But I've seen games do a lot worse. So I was like, you know what? My team seems to be doing okay down here. Maybe I can try to occupy these CVs enough. Me and the Britang. And maybe by chance we can spot them and get a hit. I just kind of wish that we could have had one CV come down and spot for us. Ugh, and yeah, the fun police. Taking like almost 9,000 health. 9,000 health. Like, and I have no defense against that. That was a Königsberg. I actually took a pot shot at him and actually hit him. I was surprised at that. Actually quite surprised. So here I was like, okay, Britang's alive, I'm alive. You know what? Maybe we can actually get them. I had a feeling that they were going to do this. Just sit down here. And then I noticed the plane's coming out and I'm like, yep, they're both just sitting down here. And I'm like, well, it's too late now. I'm already making the push. So, not good on me because I shouldn't have done this. And I was like, oh, go for the cap. You know what? Why not? But it's not a good idea. It really is not a good idea. Priority sector A, yeah, it does so much damage. So the Britang, he made a good shot. He got the Königsberg. Perfect. So that was actually quite helpful because that was the only guy that was actually threatening us. So now it's just down to the 2 battleships and 2 CVs, and we still have 4 battleships. Well, we don't have destroyers over there, the DD, and our 2 CVs. So it's basically game over at this point. At least it should have been game over at this point. And here's where I lost my Britang. I was like, oh, now I'm by myself. 20,000 health, and the CVs are behind an island that I will not reach in time. Like, well, not much I can do here. And I made the mistake of turning this way so I can get to the fighters, or the torpedo bombers. I left my broadside wide open for the Warspite to shoot me. So he did. Here they come. And I didn't even notice. I was like, oh no. So, lucky enough, it was far enough away that dispersion just basically took over. I was more worried about these, and I shouldn't have been. Because if he had actually hit me, he could have actually finished me off. Focus more on the battleships shooting at you than the CV that you can't hit because he's sitting behind a flippin' mountain. So it's just been non-stop planes, almost full squadron still. I mean, like, he's just flying his planes over me, and I'm 1, 2 plane. Like, yeah. So, and I made the mistake again of coming out broadside. Because the battle's only over in a minute, so we were pretty much going to win. I should have stopped here, because we lost our DD. He missed his torps. And I just started sailing out broadside, and I wasn't even paying attention to this. I was looking at this. I was completely tunneled in. So pay attention to what's around you, because now I'm broadside to a Warspite. Again. I noticed, and I just shot. I'm like, oh man, I gotta shoot. He's turning broadside. Maybe I can get lucky. And I didn't. I had a bad shot. Now I'm like, okay, I gotta turn in. Maybe do something. So lucky enough, he missed me. Warfight missed me. And he actually lined up his attack wrong. I was like, okay, cool, I'm good. Okay, I gotta turn back, because all my guns are basically kind of all messed up. And then he hits me there, and he hit me for almost 5k through my nose, because I was not angled. I was like, oh, and boop. But we still won. So overall, it wasn't a bad match. I made quite a few mistakes, and I got lucky that the other player just wasn't better, or just his luck was the same as mine. Or he was having really bad luck. So this is not a bad boat by any means. I mean, I've only had a few games in it, and so far they've been pretty good. It's definitely not tanky enough, I find, from the front. Let's just take a look at this. So it's only 19 mil in the front. So you definitely want to stay that nice angle. If you're straight on, shells are just going to go straight through that. But your battleships, they'll just punch right through that. And I don't believe you actually take away this one. So you do have protection here. So I don't think you can even get Citadel. I'm not sure, you can correct me on that. But you're going to take a lot of damage from the front. There's a lot of armor here to basically chunk down for hit points. So it's not bad by any means. I mean, I now have it fully upgraded with modules, so it's a lot better now. Now I have the higher range of 18 kilometers. But overall, I'm actually enjoying this one so far. Even with the CVs, it's okay. I mean, CVs suck, obviously, and they kind of ruin the game a bit, as it takes your focus away from actually fighting to just more running and controlling your AA and stuff. But overall, I'm enjoying this boat, and I cannot wait to get to the New Mexico. What's the side armor here? I just want to double check this again. Yeah, so even its side armor really is not that good. But you can't really sit broadside. You really kind of have to keep those angles. Citadel protection is... Ooh, yeah, so you really want to hit low on the New York. Actually want to hit below the waterline. Yeah, just below the waterline. That's a big Citadel too. That's the Citadel. Okay. Yeah. So just keep it angled. So what I run on this thing, I mean, your basic, the main armaments, reduce the risk of flood and fire, and turret traverse, because you need turret traverse. Get those guns swinging faster. So captain skills, I'm going basic. Battleship captain. I like priority target because I can see what's actually shooting at me. I go with expert marksman. Basic survivability because, I mean, with the amount of CVs we gotta go on, fires and floods are quite a bit, so lower those, why not? And obviously concealment, because hey, who likes being spotted all the time? So that's what I run. So that's basically a little short kind of highlight and review of the New York. I am really enjoying this one so far. And I think it's going to be a fun grind going up the battleships line, because I've done the IJN line. So I'm really looking forward to doing the USN one, because they kind of, to me, have the same kind of play style. So until next time, we'll see what we're going to do next, because I kind of want to get to New Mexico next, but we're going to see. So right now I have quite a ways to go still, but we're going to see how long it takes me to get through it, because I'm not playing as much as I thought I would. So we'll see. if I have a really, really good game, I'll probably do another highlight for the New York, or if I have a really, really bad game, I'll do a highlight on that one just to kind of show where I messed up, or where my team messed up. But until next time, thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. I'm open to critiques. This is really my first time doing this, and I'm just kind of having fun with it. So any comments or critiques, just put them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you when I can. Until next time, bye.